What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. Today I want to talk about my P365 Xmacro. It's gone through so many changes that I don't even know if it can be considered an Xmacro anymore. The first things I've done is, obviously you can tell it has the Icarus Precision grip module on there. I got it in green because just wanted to be different. I don't just want a plain black firearm, so when I saw them release that color, I think it was 2 Black Fridays ago, I emailed them and asked them, because I missed out on the sale, and it wasn't a color that they had released at the moment normally, so I emailed them and asked them if they were going to continue to produce that color, and they said yes, but it also included a plate for the magazine. But they said they weren't going to release those anymore because it was really hard to match the anodizing. So I didn't care about that. All I cared about was getting the specific color. What else is on here is it's got the Radian Ramjet afterburner combo, and it has a Norso, Norsso slide on it. So the reason why I wanted to change the slide, because on the Xmacro, you kind of have to. You have to have a shorter barrel, which is, I believe it's a 3.1 inch barrel. So you can't put the afterburner on the standard Xmacro slide. So I knew I had to either get a stock Sig P365 slide or decide to go a different route. I wanted something not crazy. Like I've seen some other slides that they got all kinds of cuts and it's cool looking, right? I get that, but I was kind of more looking for like a discreet looking upgrade. I mean discreet, I mean obviously with the grip module, but I meant for just the slide itself. The problem I have with the standard Xmacro slide is that their serrations only come up to about halfway up the slide. And as I said before in my last videos, that I'm a press checker, right? I like to rack my gun that way. And it's frustrating when you have to grip the pistol a lot harder because to reach those serrations on the bottom. I wish manufacturers would stop doing that, like I said before, and bring your serrations all the way to the top. It doesn't make any sense to stop halfway, especially when the rear ones are all the way up. Aesthetically, I want them to look kind of the same because I like aesthetics a lot. I know it's a tool, but there are certain things that, everybody's different. They have their own, choices of things. But so I was doing a lot of research and I found this company, Norso, and they do a lot of the crazy slides as well. But they have one that's pretty like stock looking for it. They are enhanced slide serrations because they are more meaty than the stock ones are. So when I saw this slide, it was exactly what I wanted, where it was an upgrade, but it didn't look too upgraded with the slide work. And it was a easy swap. Everything, swapped over. I had to get all new P365 internals. So the spring and all that stuff. And they sell a kit on the Sig website that you can just, it includes everything to do the slide swap. Sorry about the wind. I'm hoping it's coming out not too bad because can't seem to find my microphone dongle that goes into the phone. So gotta love that. Anyways, I'll find that someday or get another one. Anyways, so the Radian Ramjet, it's been a game changer for actually I think pistols in general. Radian hit a home run with all of them. For any pistol that they make it for, I hope they continue down the line. I'd really like to see one for CZP-10C because that would look nice. But aesthetically, I think the Ramjet is one of the best out there. And the fact that it's 50 state compliant because of the tapered screw, it's a game changer. And the guys over at Radian, man, you guys hit it. You guys did a great job. And there's a lot of us out there that live for having those type of upgrades. So other than that, I didn't change the trigger, which I normally like to do, but since this is more of a concealed carry pistol, I I kind of like the stock trigger actually. I like the shape of it, and it's, I mean, it's a standard, you know, P365 Xmacro trigger. So you got the take up, and then you hit the wall, and then it breaks. But when it breaks, it's literally 90 degrees. And then the release. It's tactile. You can feel it in your fingers. I like it. I don't mind that trigger at all, actually. You're obviously upgrading to a metal grip module, right? So it's gonna add a lot of weight. And the thing about weight is on a pistol is it reduces recoil too. So yes, you have the negatives of actually adding that extra weight. So having this as a concealed carry pistol, so you have the extra weight in your, I carry appendix, so that can be cumbersome, I guess. But Icarus does make a polymer version of this grip module, and I believe they're making a version 2 now, and it's gonna have, so the one thing I love about this grip module is it has these gas pedals on here, as you can see, for your thumbs, for both hands. So this is an ambi one. I believe that they're making the polymer version with the same ambi gas pedals as well. In the past, the first version they had, I guess it was either left or right, so you only had them on one side, which is good if whatever hand you are. But I kind of like having the ambi controls on there, because the problem when you upgrade to that grip module or this one is now your holster doesn't fit, right? Because you have these gas pedals on here now. Well, on their website they have these holsters that you can get from, this one is from Superstition Concealment. They didn't have this in stock, so I actually went to the Superstition Concealment website, and they have an area specifically for the Icarus Precision Grip Module, because now, I mean, the retention on this thing is fucking fantastic, dude. I cannot describe that sound, and that initial click that's quality to me. And a lot of manufacturers, they do that now, and it's I can't even explain how nice you hear that sound. And it's got the right retention on it. But yeah, Superstition Concealment, and you can choose multiple colors. I just went with the green to kind of go with the theme. I went with the OD green on the inside. Kind of hard to really match this green color, but I'm happy with that as well. It's got the EPS carry on here. It's the same Xmacro that I've had before in my videos. I'm going to show you a comparison between the standard slide and the Norso slide, because to me that was a big deal, and it directly bolted to the slide as well, so that was nice. You didn't have to have a plate. So other than that, it's just got the stock Sig sights on here, and those are the only couple of upgrades, but to me it's the best upgrades that you can get for an Xmacro. So I will do up close, obviously, like I always do, and then you'll see some shooting footage. And when they say it reduces recoil by 40%, because I think that's the standard for their ramjets, it is true. It is significant. I'm gonna do like I did in the past with the Platypus, is maybe do some slow-mo of the stock slide, because I still have it, but it won't have the EPS on there, obviously, because I moved it to this one. But you'll at least see what the standard muzzle rise is on the Xmacro, since it already has it in the actual slide itself. And then we have the one for the actual Radian ramjet. I mean, I guess we'll see if it was significant enough to have to change the slide, but if it's not, then I would just stick with the Xmacro slide, because I don't know if you're gaining that much extra from upgrading to this. I mean, if you were to go with a standard P365, this upgrade is significant. But when you already have one that's, I mean, it's kind of a compensator, but kind of not. I mean, we all know the story of the Xmacro. When I bought it, I felt like it had reduced recoil, and it was one of those pistols I had to have as a concealed carry due to the size and the width. It was smaller than a Glock 19, and it was everything I wanted in a concealed carry pistol, because I carry appendix, so the thinner it is, the better, so it's more comfortable. So, because if it's not comfortable, you're not going to want to carry it. But we will get to the comparisons and then the close-ups and all that good stuff in the next segment. So we'll get to the shooting. And here's that up close view of the P365 Xmacro with the Radian ramjet. As you can see that you have the Icarus Precision Grip Module and the Norso slide, which has a little bit more aggressive slide serrations on the front and the rear. And then you have the ramjet on there as well. Just aesthetically, this gun is gorgeous. And I'm glad I did the upgrades I did. I couldn't be happier. And now I'll show the differences between the two slides on the table, and then you'll notice how much of a significant difference it is between the two. So as you can see, the top one is the new Norso slide with the Radian ramjet. You can see that the serrations are deeper than the actual standard Xmacro slide. So when I talk about how the serrations usually stop about halfway up, I wish companies would start bringing them all the way to the top. It just needs to be, it's just a better look aesthetically, because then it matches the rear ones as well. As you can tell on the Norso slide, they are exactly the same. Obviously it's not going to come down this far down, but what matters to me is how high they go up on the top. So when you do your press checks or rack the slide with the front of your pistol, that you get a lot of grip with your thumb in between that web of your thumb and finger. So these are the differences between the two. And then I will show the differences between recoil between the two on the next segment. All right, here we go. Sig Xmacro with the Norso slide with the Radian ramjet. Here we go. Got to do that tactical pocket reload. Well, on my side of it, I think it was worth every bit of the upgrades. Just the look of it, the way it all turned out, the way how clean everything looks. Man, I couldn't have asked for a better setup. So for now, like I said, I like the trigger on here, so I might not go up to doing a trigger upgrade, because I kind of like it the way it is. So shit, for now, it's done, which is really hard for me to say most of the time. But no issues, never had a malfunction. I've only probably put a couple hundred rounds through it since I've done all of this. Well, it's going to be up to you if you want to spend the money and do the upgrade. But to me, I think it was worth it. Hopefully it comes out in the last 20 or 34 rounds I just shot, that you can control the recoil significantly, especially with the ramjet and the Icarus Precision Grip Module. Since it has those gas pedals on here, it helps to be able to control the recoil with those. And I think a lot of pistols should come with some sort of gas pedal. But with Glocks and stuff, you can go get that stippled and get that put on there, which that will be the next thing for my 19X. But other than that, I'm happy with it. And I'm glad to have this as my concealed carry. So you guys know what to do. Thank you for tuning in. You can't put a price in your life. Island Armory out.